Cersei needs to make new alliances, since she almost completely destroyed the only Lannister's strong ally with Wildfire in the Season 6 finale, and therefore lost their support. But the most powerful ally of Cersei will without a doubt be Euron Greyjoy, about which I'm going to talk in details in my upcoming videos. Cersei still needs more allies, and most importantly, Cersei needs an ally that would ensure the provision of a food to the capital, which is of the great importance in the time of war.
Winter's here. We can't win a war if we can't feed our men and our horses.
As Jaime pointed out, even the Lannisters can't survive without allies, since not only that they lack of military strength, but they also lack of food to feed their own men and horses. The new Queen of the Seven Kingdoms has only two possibilities. She has to either make an alliance with a powerful house of the most fertile part of Westeros, which would be a powerful house of the Reach, or she could try to negotiate a new deal with the Iron Bank of Braavos and try to persuade Bank into funding the wars. None of those seem possible since the Reach is ruled by House Tyrell, one of the biggest enemies of House Lannister, and the Iron Bank on the other hand certainly will not support Cersei neither, as they lost their faith in the Lannisters upon Tywin's death. Additionally, upon noticing that the crown is not and will not be able to repay its debt, the Iron Bank of Braavos will decide to, as they usually do, support and fund the enemy of the current ruler in order to destroy the one that owes them money, in this case Cersei Lannister, and in order to get their money back. The Iron Bank most certainly will not fund Cersei's wars, but will rather fund one of her enemies whom they see as a king or a queen capable of being successful in the long run. However, while it seems like Cersei is doomed, we might be wrong, as the season premiere actually gave us a few strong hints regarding Cersei's new allies that would provide her both an army and the provision of a food to the capital.
The Tyrells have the grain, the Tyrells have the livestock.
Will the Tyrell bannermen stand alongside a Dothraki horde and unsullied slave soldiers?
Jaime mentioning much needed Tyrell supplies and Cersei questioning the Tyrell bannersman's loyalty might be foreshadowing a huge betrayal of the most powerful vassal house who sworn fealty to House Tyrell, a huge betrayal of House Tarly over Lady Olenna Tyrell. I know that at first it does sound extremely surprising, as House Tarly of Hornhill is among the houses that swear fealty to House Tyrell of Highgarden, but a fact is that the head of House Tarly has always been loyal towards Lord Paramount of the Reach, but has always despised Tyrell women. Now that all male Tyrells are killed, Olenna is left as a sole member and ruler of House Tyrell, accompanied with the fact that Randyll Tarly has always despised Tyrell women. This alliance between the Lannisters and the Tarlys after all is not that surprising. Even though Randyll fought on Targaryen's side during Robert's rebellion along with his liege Lord Mace, Randyll will once again declare for the current ruler of the Seven Kingdoms, but will this time fight against House Targaryen. As Cersei said herself, the Tyrell bannerman, including the best battlefield commander in all of the Seven Kingdoms, Randyll, will not stand alongside the Dothraki horde and unsullied slave soldiers. In addition, beside Randyll's betrayal, in the season premiere, Cersei also foreshadowed how exactly she is going to persuade Randyll into swearing fealty to her.
We need allies. Stronger, better allies. We can't win this war alone.
I think I listened to Father for 40 years and learned nothing.
Even though this statement might not seem to be of the great importance, it actually might be a foreshadow of Cersei orchestrating complete fall of House Tyrell in the upcoming episodes. Cersei's father, Tywin Lannister, orchestrated the Red Wedding, and as a reward for their betrayal, Walder Frey was granted Riverrun and protection, while Roose Bolton on the other hand was appointed as the new Warden of the North, as well as the new Lord of Winterfell. In my opinion, there's a high possibility that Cersei's quote about learning from her father might be a foreshadow that Cersei will, just like Tywin, persuade the powerful vassal house into betrayal over their sworn house by promising them titles, lands and castles. For his betrayal over Olenna Tyrell, Randyll will most probably be awarded with place in the small council, and it's also easy to assume that he would be appointed as the new Lord Paramount of the Reach and Warden of the South. Once they make an alliance, Jaime Lannister leading Lannister army along with Randyll and Dickon Tarly leading their Tarly army will march on Highgarden, the seat of House Tyrell. This march will result with Jaime's and Randyll's victory, which is not surprising, since they will have numbers, they will outnumber Tyrell's soldiers, and both of them have a lot of military experience, Randyll Tarly in particular, who is known as one of the best battle commanders in the Seven Kingdoms. During Robert's rebellion, Randyll commanded the Royalist victory at the Battle of Ashford, the only defeat that Robert Baratheon ever suffered in the entire war, which says for itself how effective General Randyll truly is. However, beside the most important purpose, beside destroying their enemy and decreasing Daenerys' strength, by conquering Highgarden, Cersei would also conquer important crossroads, as Highgarden lies on the banks of the river Mandor and is where the Ocean Road meets the Rose Road, and is a major passage linking Old Town and King's Landing. Beside those two facts, Highgarden also has rich fields and was provisioning food to the capital, something the Lannisters lost with killing almost every member of House Tyrell. In the third season, Marjorie perhaps even foreshadowed this assault on Highgarden. There's a scene in which Marjorie reminded Cersei of the importance of House Tyrell's support in the war, as the Reach provided food to the capital.
I'm glad House Tyrell has been able to help in this regard. They tell me 100 wagons arrive daily now from the Reach. Wheat, barley, apples. We've had a blessed harvest, and of course it's our duty to assist the capital in time of need.
As I said earlier in this video, Cersei has to and most likely will make alliances with a powerful vassal house of House Tyrell to overthrow Lady Olenna, whereupon that same vassal house would become the Great House and would rule over the Reach. Therefore, Cersei would ensure the provision of a food to the capital, which is of the great importance in the time of war. However, there's a high possibility that beside conquering the Tyrell stronghold, this march will also result in the death of the Queen of Thorns. With the fall of Highgarden, the death of Lady Olenna seems almost certain, and just like they're stated in the leaked plot, shortly before her death, Lady Olenna will most likely admit to Jaime everything about how she and Littlefinger poisoned Joffrey. I know that most of you are probably wondering, why would Olenna admit to Jaime that she killed his firstborn son? But it's actually pretty simple, if you still remember a conversation between Lady Olenna and Peter Baelish, which happened in the 7th episode of Season 5.
The future of House Tyrell.
Don't pretend to have any concern for my house, my grandchildren, or me. I should have known you'd return to the capital as soon as things started to go wrong.
I promise you.
I promise you, Lord Baelish, that our fates are joined. Together we murdered a king. If my house should fall, I will have nothing to hide.
In this conversation, the Queen of Thorns threatened Littlefinger and promised him that if her house should fall, she will have nothing to hide, meaning that if House Tyrell falls, Peter Baelish will fall along. At the moment in which Jaime and Randall are going to conquer Highgarden, Lady Olenna will be aware that her life is over, that she can either kill herself or become a hostage, which would also result with her death eventually. Lady Olenna is well known for her intellect and sarcasm, which accompanied with her intelligence and her cunning skills, resulted with her being nicknamed the Queen of Thorns. Lady Olenna, aware that her fate is sealed, at the moment in which Jaime is going to confront her at Highgarden, she will admit everything to Jaime because, as she said herself, she has nothing to hide once her house falls. While we all will surely miss the cunning Lady Olenna Tyrell, I'm looking forward to see Littlefinger's downfall, as well as to finally see a castle that is said to be among the most beautiful castles in the Seven Kingdoms, Highgarden. Perhaps Cersei's reign will not last that short as most of us expected, since it seems that the Mad Queen will manage to persuade a few powerful houses to pledge their armies to her cause. The first episode of the 7th season is definitely the best season premiere yet, and while it all left us speechless and most importantly anxious in waiting for the second episode, I hope these predictions and theories of mine will make the waiting easier. And as always, let me know your opinion about all of this